Hey, what's going on guys, Nick here, and welcome back to the channel. So my apologies for not having uploaded for a while. A bit of personal news. Over the past 2 months or so, I'd say, I've been working on a short film actually, and this is going to be my first time having written and directing this with my friend, and it's been a bit of an undertaking to say the least. So it's a lot of stuff that we've had to figure out because we're first time filmmakers, so it's just been a lot of work to get a cast together, locations, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully I'll be getting that done shortly, and I'll be able to show you guys what we've been cooking up because it's actually a pretty cool thing. It's going to be a short horror found footage style movie, so be on the lookout for that. I'll definitely be able to share more about that hopefully in the coming months. But as for the news we have today, we actually got a pretty big info dump from Steve Asbell, who's the president of production over at 20th Century Studios, and he gave a big update on a lot of their franchises to The Hollywood Reporter, but namely the ones that we want to talk about in this video are Alien and Predator, because those are pretty much the things I care about the most. So basically he said that they are going to be working on a sequel to Romulus. They're trying to figure out a deal with Fede Alvarez right now. They're working on a sequel idea, but basically what they really want to focus in on is the story of Rain and Andy, the two survivors from the previous film, because he highlights that that was the big selling point of the movie, their relationship, and we're really interested to see where they're going next. So that's nice to hear. Romulus did great. I mean, I think it crossed 350 million worldwide on a budget of around 80 million. So that's great to hear. More Alien stuff on the way. Now the interesting thing here is when we shift over to the Predator side of the franchise, he actually kind of revealed some pretty interesting stuff. So basically he was asked, with the success of Romulus, with the success of Prey, could we see another Alien vs. Predator movie? And he said probably, but then he attempted to elaborate on that, saying that, quote, "It wouldn't be in the way that you think, that's the thing, not in the way that it'll just be called Alien vs. Predator or anything like the original movies. If we do this, they'll be organically created out of these two franchises that we've continued with, characters that we fall in love with, and those characters will combine. But we haven't gotten to that point, and we're not just going to bang it out." So I like this a lot because, he's saying that if they do another Alien vs. Predator movie or another movie where these two franchises cross over, they're not just going to rush it out. It's not going to be the selling points of Alien vs. Predator, like a bash 'em up type of movie. They're really going to try to figure out how to organically combine these two franchises together, which is great news, and I hope that they do it in a way that it takes place more in the Alien side of the timeline, where it's in the future. We bring back the colonial marines that were already mentioned in Romulus and we have in the franchise, so that would be really awesome to see, and I'm curious to see what they're going to do going forward and how these movies will interconnect, because him saying probably is a pretty indication that this is going to happen. It's just a matter of when, and making sure that it's done correctly and not just rushed out. Now the last big news drop that he had here was that there's actually a second Predator movie coming out next year in addition to Predator Badlands, and that both have been directed by Dan Trachtenberg. He doesn't kind of reveal a lot of details about the secret movie, but my friends over at AVP Galaxy were able to exclusively reveal that the second movie is going to be an animated feature focusing on the Predator facing off against the samurai. So that's really interesting. It's one of those ideas that people bring up. If predators would go to other time periods, could they fight samurai, Vikings, pirates, stuff like that? And that's cool that Dan pitched the idea of doing this as an animated feature, because there's a lot of stuff that you can do in animation that you can't necessarily pull off in live action. So I think that's going to be really fun, and I can't wait to see it. I guess it's going to be coming out before Badlands, because we know that Badlands is going to be now hitting theaters next November. So just about 12 or 13 months from now, we're going to be getting the next Predator live action movie, but in between that time, we're going to be getting this animated feature about them facing off against the samurai. Now, besides that, we also are going to be getting the Alien Earth TV show in the first quarter of next year. So a really good time to be a fan of these franchises. It seems like there's just an endless wave of content coming out for them now, which is good because I feel like they finally found their footing and their groove with how to present these franchises going forward. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully these are successful and they bring new things to the mythology and they're not just retreading stuff. That was one of my complaints with Romulus, is that it felt kind of like a reheat too much in some instances, but I feel like you kind of needed this movie to reintroduce or reinvigorate the Alien franchise before you go out and do more experimental or more, risk-taking with the franchise. So agree or disagree, that's my thoughts on the whole thing, but let me know what you guys think of this news down in the comments below. Are you excited to see the second Predator animated movie about the samurai? Are you excited for the potential of an AVP crossover? Not necessarily the two monsters fighting for 2 hours, but a way to organically link both of these franchises together. And are you excited to see where Rain and Andy's story goes next? If you guys are new to the channel and you like this video, subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified whenever I drop new content. If you want to hit me up on social media to talk about this or anything really, you can find me in the links down below. And with all that being said, I'll catch you guys next time.